Priecīgus svētkus! I'm Martin Blunos. Welcome to my West Country home, and my family and I are going to teach you how to celebrate Christmas the Latvian way. Come on in. Well, I was brought up in the West Country and I'm Latvian, but you can tell from my accent that I'm from around here. Mum and Dad were both from Riga and came over after the war and settled in the UK. And I think that because Latvia became occupied by the Russians, it was a case of, well, you know, we've got a chance to have a better life. So here we are, we've got Mum and Dad putting finishing touches to a very Latvian-y looking Christmas tree. I like the candle thing. I mean,
it's important that we have real candles because that represents real Latvian Christmas.
We used to live out in the country and the Christmas were coming, the winters were coming. Our country was very beautiful with seasons. Christmas time we used to go in the forests and cut Christmas trees and do things, you know, prepare ourselves for Christmas. And it was, you knew that there was always warm home to go to.
Christmas Eve was the thing when we were scrubbed clean, and by then Mother had done all the baking and perhaps the Christmas meal was in the oven. And in the meantime we had to dress the Christmas tree. That was always done on Christmas Eve.
Is it nice?
Yeah.
I like this myself.
It's a flying bird.
it was lots of songs and folklore, and going down to the decorations on the trees that children would make them. There would be like gingerbread stars would be made, cut out, and they would be tied with ribbon and hung on the tree. Candles were used. You wouldn't use electric light around the tree, but you've got a lot of corn decorations because of you've taken the best bit, which is the corn and the wheat, and the stems you can now plait and make shapes and stars, and again, that homemade thing is something that comes from the heart. Isn't there a bit of a fear about it catching fire? And
well, there's always you or mom or
always somebody's about with a watering can.
Well, I think what makes Latvia different is the fact that they've got their independence now, very recently. They want to hang on to the traditions and don't lose any of that. There's a lot of folklore and a lot of myths around the sort of life and upbringing. So they would worship like the sun, the moon, the wind, because those were all things that were tangible. So here I am putting the finishing touches to my sun god, and this was a great tradition in Latvia in the deep, dark, cold days of winter, that you would bring the sun into the house, and it's simply a potato with sticks into it. It's a bit sort of aggressive, but really it's to warm up the whole house.
Well, my memories of Latvian Christmas is through a child's eyes. A child expects to see Father Christmas. It was a festivity. It was a great joy.
Yes.
The Latvian tradition goes on.
Yeah.
And you know, I'm sure that when Martin will be older, he will talk to his children about Latvia, about, you know, the roots.
Yes.
I think that is what keeps these small nations what they are.
There's an ancient Latvian tradition called mumming. Now, it's got nothing to do with your mother, but it does involve dressing up. Now, traditionally, children would come into the house wearing animal masks, and they would dance around the hearth to ward off evil spirits. Do you fancy doing a bit of mumming?
Yeah.
So what better way is there to get together for a festivity of Christmas and celebrate that way and have the family unit together? And it all comes down to the whole thing of food and getting around the table and talking about life and everything. I'm going to make a lovely sauerkraut dish. We always have this at Christmas. It's a braised sauerkraut. It's done in the oven, very, very slow. Now what I've got is some lovely smoked bacon here. So that goes into the pan. Then I'm going to put some shredded white cabbage and the shredded onions. Next thing, garlic. We've got fresh bay, caraway seeds. Now, the big one here is the sauerkraut. This is jarred sauerkraut. You can buy it in tins, and I've still got the juice here. Now here, Got some lovely whole cloves of pepper. And Mum always told me that you must crush the pepper up. As it's a family thing, the kids, what they hate is biting on a crunch of pepper. It's just too strong. There you go. They're broken up. Just scatter those in. We've got whole carrots. These have just been peeled and top and tailed. That little bit of salt on top. We're going to get a lid onto that. That goes into a low oven for about 3 hours. Right, so the second dish is this lovely potato salad. Very Latvian. It's called Russel's and it's got the addition of beetroot and gherkins. For the salad, I've got here peeled, boiled new potatoes. They go in. We've got here is beetroot. We've got hard-boiled eggs. Chop them up roughly. They go in. Spring onions. Now the gherkins. And then you've got also real cucumber. And the cucumber gives it nice sweetness and again, leaving the skin on, great colour. I've got here some cold smoked salmon, roll mop herrings, and these have just been unrolled. And those onions in the centre that are nice sweet and pickled, chop those up quite finely and shred up the roll mop itself. Now for a little bit of salt, we've got salted anchovies here. I'm going to put in creme fraiche. So that cream goes in. If it gets a bit too dry, I'm just going to add a little bit of stock here, and I've got ham stock. I'm just going to finish that off with a nice bit of dill on the top. So there you have it. A lovely Russel's potato salad, Latvian style. So, from my family and myself, wishing you all a happy Christmas and a great New Year.
Priecīgs Ziemassvētkus visiem!
Priecīgs Ziemassvētkus!
Jā.